Once upon a time, in a rich and bustling kingdom, there lived a king renowned for his kindness and generosity. Each morning, as the first rays of dawn touched the land, he rode through the city in his grand chariot, laden with food for the hungry. He fed stray dogs, aided the poor, and ensured no saint or beggar went to bed with an empty stomach. The people called him the protector of the helpless. One day, while feeding the dogs, his minister said, "Your Majesty, without you, these poor creatures would starve. You are their savior." The king smiled faintly at the praise, but a saint nearby laughed. Surprised, the king asked, "Oh, wise one, why do you laugh?" The saint replied calmly, "The minister's words are amusing. King, it is not you who feeds them, but the Almighty. We are merely helpers. The true giver is above us. When we give, it should be with compassion, not pride. Compassion is the language all beings understand." The king fell silent, but the saint's words troubled him. His pride stung. He resolved to prove the saint wrong. The next morning, he rode out with his chariot full of food, but gave nothing, not a single bite, to the dogs or the poor. The dogs followed, eyes brimming with hope, but he ignored them. The poor gazed at him with pleading looks, but he turned away. Days passed, and the once lively dogs grew weak and frail, their steps faltering. The streets fell quiet as hungry people wandered, searching for food with empty eyes. One day, the king saw the saint sitting by the roadside, still smiling. He stopped his chariot and said, "See, I haven't fed these dogs for days. Look how weak they've become. Doesn't this prove I was their provider, not your so-called Almighty?" The saint smiled. "Have you noticed they're still alive?" The king replied proudly, "Barely. A few more days, and they'd die." The saint nodded. Life and death are in his hands. But true kindness isn't about proving yourself. Compassion is giving without expecting reward. The king clenched his fists, frustrated, determined to prove the saint wrong. The next morning, he rode out again, his chariot laden with food, pride swelling in his heart, but fate intervened. Midway, a wheel broke, and the chariot crashed. The king fell hard, pain shooting through his body as food baskets scattered. The hungry dogs rushed toward him. Fear gripped him. Would they attack for the food? To his astonishment, the dogs ignored the scattered food. They gathered around him, whimpering softly, licking his wounds, and staying close as if guarding him. Just then, the saint appeared, smiling. "King, look, even in hunger, these creatures chose compassion over food. They care for you, not because you feed them, but because they feel your presence in their hearts. Today, your wealth, power, and pride couldn't protect you, but the compassion you once gave returned to shield you." Tears filled the king's eyes. He understood. His kindness had been rooted in pride, in a desire for praise, not compassion. He gave to feel superior, not to truly help. Compassion is never about ego, it's about humility and love. The king knelt before the saint. "I see my mistake. From now on, I'll give with compassion and humility, not for praise." From that day, the king changed. He gave food not for acclaim, but out of love. His kingdom flourished, its people living in harmony and love. True compassion isn't about power or pride, it's about love. When we give with compassion, it returns in unexpected ways. Wealth and power may fail, but compassion and humility forge bonds that last forever. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to discover more lessons about compassion and humility. Comment yes if you felt this message, and live with love and kindness.